It is frequently claimed that the success of your presentation will be determined by what the listener hears, not by the content you convey. But sometimes we fall short of sounding confident enough to make our delivery as appealing as it should be, despite our impactful topic, excellent presentation style, and smart word choice. Hello, I am Bidhya, and in this episode of Spiralogics SkillUp, I will be talking about confidence in presentation. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand why sounding confident is important, what limits our confidence, and how to sound confident in a presentation. Simply said, confidence is the simple act of having faith in one's own abilities. Knowing that you can take a particular action to get the result you want shows that you have confidence. But why is confidence so important during a presentation? That's because focusing on the audience's need is made easier with confidence. Confidence helps to be clear. Confidence can help you create relevant content. Confidence makes your presentation more engaging. Confidence builds the audience's trust, and confidence helps you handle any unexpected scenario. Despite being aware of how important confidence is during a presentation, we occasionally fail to present ourselves with confidence because we are too self-conscious or anxious about what we are talking about. Our confidence is limited for a number of reasons, including fear of judgments. We become aware of how we are perceived by others and what they could be thinking about us. We can be overwhelmed by the fear if the supervisor disapproves of the presentation, or the clients abandon us, or we face criticism. We become anxious during this process and our confidence suffers as a direct result. Stress of freezing in between. We are constantly afraid of making a mistake or becoming paralyzed during the presentation before we even show up. We obsess whether we will be able to deliver our entire presentation without any interruptions. But when we concentrate on this stress excessively, we often lose our confidence and it is reflected in our presentation. Fear of forgetting. You are not alone if you have a fear of forgetting what to say. You might be concerned about what you would say if you forgot what you were supposed to say or if you forgot certain technical phrases. In an effort to overcome this fear, some people memorize things by heart, yet by doing so, they just make matters worse for themselves. They continue moving down the downward monkey spiral, or negative spiral of thoughts. It can be challenging to remember everything once we urge our brain to memorize something, unless we are extremely skilled at it, like an actress. Even if we do remember, we could focus so intently on recalling that other details are overlooked. Hence, this will also make us sound less confident. Am I credible enough? If you want to persuade an audience, you must first earn their trust and establish your credibility as a presenter. However, if you need to talk on a brand new subject or you don't know enough about the subject, you might start to doubt your own credibility. This not only makes you anxious but also lowers your confidence when giving a presentation. Despite all our prior experience giving presentations in front of a large audience, the majority of us have yet to find a way to fully overcome this fear in order to seem confident. However, here are some tips how to sound confident during the presentation. Do detailed research of your audience and your topic. Knowing the audience for your presentation offers you the opportunity to get a better idea of what to anticipate from them. Your confidence will increase throughout your presentation as you become more comfortable with your audience. Similarly, delivering the content that your audience wants is the only way you meet their requirements and expectations. To do that, you must comprehend both what to present and how to present it. Remember, you are required to do great research on your topic before you start the structure of your presentation. Make the content of your presentation clear and interesting. Depending on the kind of presentation you will make, there are several different ways to organize your content. Here are some of the guidelines you can follow. Identify a few key points. Don't include every detail. Use an outline. Inform your audience upfront of the topics you plan to discuss and what to expect. This promotes interest and expectation right away. Start and end strongly. Catch people's attention right away and leave them with a memorable message. It's tempting to concentrate all of your efforts on the presentation's main body. However, if you do not capture people's interest right away, they will probably lose interest and not really pay attention to the rest of what you have to say. This will certainly affect your confidence. Do not read what's on the slides. The first reason you should avoid reading your slides is that you won't be paying attention to your audience. If people can't relate to you, they won't relate to the narrative you are telling. The slides put up a barrier between you and your audience when you are looking at them. However, if you rely on your slides to recall what to say, you plainly lack confidence. This is not to imply that it isn't okay to quickly pick to see where you are. Therefore, add more images and graphics to your slides instead of paragraphs and present by looking straight to your audience's faces. Slow down your pace and smile. Many presenters experience the snowball effect, where their speaking pace increases as the presentation progresses. As a result, the speaker may become out of breath and listener may find it difficult to take everything in. Along with that, the speaker begins to sound less confident and more desperate to finish the speech as soon as possible. So allow yourself some time to breathe and smile. Reduce the speed of your delivery and pause after punctuation. This can help you communicate your message effectively while also making you sound confident. Hydrate yourself. Dehydration can cause confusion, weakness, dry mouth, and dizziness. Your delivery will be impacted, making you sound nervous and underprepared. So drink some water before presentation. If the presentation is expected to go for a long time, drink water in between the presentations. Use confident phrases. The words you choose determine how confident you sound in the presentation. Therefore, refrain from using words like I guess, maybe, I'm not sure, etc. Use words like I believe, I ensure, definitely, certainly, and more to convince the audience to believe in you instead. Make sure you eliminate filler words like like, so, etc. They make you sound less confident. Give an appropriate response to the queries from your audience. Many presenters find it intimidating to answer the questions that follow their presentations because they are unpredictable and challenging to prepare for. When answering the questions under pressure, you can say or do something that you shouldn't have because of your anxiety. You might misinterpret the question in your haste. Prior to responding, pay close attention to the question, comprehend the context, engage the entire audience, be concise in your response, and if you are unsure of your response, politely ask the questioner to respond later or via email in the future. But never disregard a valid question from your audience. If you do, your audience can think that you are unconfident and do not know enough about the topic. Practice, practice, practice. It sounds obvious, but the first step to soothing your anxieties is becoming prepared. This refers to having a thorough understanding of the subject matter. Some people believe that if you practice your presentation too much, it will sound more rehearsed and artificial. While you shouldn't absolutely memorize your presentation, you should be familiar with the content to be able to talk clearly and confidently while making any required adjustment. It is always a good idea to practice in front of a mirror if you want to get better. Rarely does a presenter possess all the necessary abilities to give a presentation with confidence. Practice, practice, practice now that you are aware how to sound confident during your presentation. Do not be hard on yourself if it takes more time than you expect. Some of these approaches will require a few practices to perfect, while others, like pacing, require hours of preparation and highly developed delivery abilities. But do not give up. By overcoming all your fears and following these tips, you will surely be able to sound confident in your next presentation. We will come up with more of such videos. Till then, stay tuned.